Alright, what's going on, Forgotten Nation? I'm your host, FG, and today we're looking at something completely different. Something that we haven't covered up till this point until now. And hopefully the reception's there. I would definitely love to cover more of this type of thing in the future. But only time will tell, and hopefully you do all enjoy it. So that in mind, I believe this is the perfect introduction to this sort of video. This in mind, today we're going hands-on with music. To be more particular, we're actually going hands-on with the vinyl record. And this is one that was pressed not too long ago, just came out in August 2019. Today we're going hands-on with selected tunes from Cuphead, Don't Deal with the Devil. This is a collaboration between Studio MDHR, the creators of Cuphead, as well as the company iam8bit, who are best known for their various releases of video game soundtracks pressed onto vinyl records. Definitely high quality content. As a matter of fact, I actually do have another LP from them based on the Bit Trip series, so I do believe it's definitely worth checking out. But anyways, for those that have never played Cuphead up till this point, it is heavily inspired by 1930s animation, to a point where even this alone looks like it belongs in the 1930s. That's how cool it is. But Cuphead is a runner-gunner that has you pitted against various enemies that have made deals with the devil. So, all you have to do is beat them up, get their contracts, and offer them to the devil in hopes that you get out of your own deal with the devil. Otherwise, well,
the devil will take their heads!
And if you don't recognize that soundbite, there's a good reason for that, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But anyways, going hands-on with this LP, and we're not talking about the game here, we're actually talking about the music. Cuphead is heavily centered around jazz. And most of it does beacon back to the 1930s, but then there's a lot of contemporary jazz that definitely stands out. And with all the type of music that you'll find in this game, there's a good variety to be found. And I definitely do think that variety is well worth picking this up just to see for yourself. But there's no reason this stands out, because unlike the video game or the original soundtrack, this actually contains original solos that were never released up to this point. Which means this is the first time we're actually hearing some original content that can only be found in this LP. And that is definitely cool. And it really does make this a collector's item just because it's completely original. And you can tell there's a lot of love from MDHR that went into this. So I give them huge props to that. Thank you so much. But talking about the LP itself, as you can see, it definitely beckons to the 1930s, as I've been mentioning already. Even from some original art that we see here, including Cuphead, Mugman, King Dice, and even the devil playing the fiddle. It's a lot of fun. It's worth mentioning that the material of the album art itself feels like a parchment paper, or really just a fine paper, as opposed to the more polished feel that I've felt from other vinyl presses and their sleeves. So that's definitely something that stands out. And looking inside, we have some original artwork of Joyful Jumble Jazz. And it's a lot of fun. It's only in black and yellow, and I think it does make the designs pop so much more because of that. But of course, we have original artwork from the four characters we saw in the front. And on the other side, we're actually seeing some names from the band that played these themes in Toronto, Canada. And I do like that they gave credit to these artists, and I do think that there should be more of this more often with video game soundtracks. Especially in a format like this. This is like the perfect way to represent some of the people in the band. Even if it is just on the sleeves himself, I still think this is really cool to have as a part of it. Meanwhile, talking about the sleeves themselves, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's got everything you expect from it. It's got the logo in big, bold, and even just the coloring alone, it's nothing elaborate, nothing fancy, but it works well. And it does everything to display the designs in the middle of the LPs. And this contains the artwork that we saw from the front of the LP. And I do think that this artwork is definitely great. This is only offered in a black finish, which means there is no elaborate colors for this vinyl pressing. And I think that makes sense, because after all, this is styled to be like the 1930s. And they didn't have red vinyls, blue vinyls, green vinyls, or any of that stuff in the 30s. After all, this was the only way to listen to music back then. Heck, I don't even think the radio existed yet. So that in mind, this feels right at home if you have any old vinyl presses. But that in mind, we've talked about the quality. How about the music itself? Well, now I think it's time we listen to the music itself. So that in mind, here's a couple of selections from this LP. It's a small amount, but it's some of the highlights. So, enjoy everyone. And there we go. That was just a small selection of what this LP has to offer, but there's a total of 26 songs. And as a matter of fact, this LP actually does have a couple of miscellaneous secrets if you really listen to it. And these are secrets that you're not going to find in the track list. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to showcase one of them at the end of this video, so do stay tuned after my rambling. And it's definitely something I really did not expect to hear on here. But as a matter of fact, one of the secrets is actually an original song, because I don't think I've actually ever heard it in either the original soundtrack or even in some of the trailers. So, for what it is, this does have something original to it. But anyways, Cuphead's music is definitely something that stands out in the world of jazz, and even just harbors that of 1930s animation. It feels like it definitely belongs. And even if you're not a fan of the 1930s or anything of that matter, I still think this is worth picking up because overall it just sounds really good. It really does. And I do think that overall this is well worth the money purchased. It's only $45 because it's a double LP, which means it's less than the 4 LP, so I do think the accessibility is there. And I believe if you have the funds, it is definitely worth picking up. But anyways, this was selected tunes from Studio MDHR's Cuphead Don't Deal with the Devil. And if you want to see more of this in the future, be sure to leave a like and comment below. And any suggestions are welcome to try to improve the quality of the sound, because I know it may not be the best. Or even suggestions for how to improve the video itself. Be sure to let me know. But anyways, to play off the video, we're going to have one small Easter egg from the LP itself. And then mind, I'll see you in the next video. By the way, maybe it's just a Chicago thing, but does anyone think of Portillo's when they hear this music? Maybe it's just me.
When Cuphead's on his way, he found one man in tow, going adventuring to escape the devil's throat. You can play at your home, but now here's something rich. You can play while you roam, Cuphead's coming to switch.